Close the door behind you. You're now in the green room.
Yo, everybody, welcome to the Green Room. I'm Keddy Emmanuel, a bassist and guitarist. Today we're talking to Chazzi Desrivieres, a steel pan soloist and influencer from St. Lucia. His information can be found in the description wherever you're listening to this. I had fun talking to him, and I know you'll enjoy listening in today. Remember, the Green Room is open to all Caribbean instrumentalists, even those who don't live in the Caribbean. So, if you're interested in talking to us, shoot us an email at lucianmusicians@gmail.com. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's get into music.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, we're very happy to have you in the green room with us this afternoon. Um, first of all, I want to say that I just want to see how this whole coronavirus thing has affected you or your family. We can't really talk about anything these days without dropping that one first.
Yeah. Okay, so Corona, I'm a full-time musician, if you didn't know. I'm a registered business as well, so Corona truly messed me up as in income-wise, because, my work is literally gigs,
All right.
performing, so that just went from 100 to 0 real quick. So, I mean, being in the house, it truly affected me business wise, but mentally and probably growth as a musician as well. Furthering my craft, that was the advantage with staying in the house, but business wise, Corona killed us. Yeah.
Now, as much as we laugh about it, I don't really like to hear that, because as a musician, as a full-time musician, there's a lot of people on the Lucian Musicians platform that are full-time musicians as well and have suffered due to this pandemic. So what are some things that you've done to cope? What are some things that you've done to plan ahead so that your business and your brand moves past this and survives this?
Okay, well, there was one way I found other ways to make money at home as well. I started doing cameo videos. That's one source of income.
Mm-hmm.
For the future, I have networked myself with many businesses. So once they're open, I'm guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed, but once you network yourself, it's pretty easier to get forward with your work as well. So that's me looking out for the future, just keeping my contacts, stay network, talking.
All right. and honestly, that's another thing that some people overlook. As a musician, as long as you are your own brand, it's important for you to network, right? And y'all can see him on the live, but he just held up his Chazzi's music brand logo. Tell us a little bit about that logo.
Oh, so if you can see properly, it's a steel pan. The flag.
Right.
Everyone knows my pan. Once you see a steel pan with a St. Lucia flag in St. Lucia, just know it's me. So that's a little unique, thing about my steel pan. These rare, this is supposed to represent like the Pitos, like the local show my culture. Um, the steel pan is obviously a trumpet, like come on. And Chazzi's music, Chazzi is my actual first name. No one ever believes me. It is Chazzi.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when I included you in I think this was early on in one of the first Lucian Musicians favorites. I remember I said, okay, and now we have Chazzi, and I was like, wait, but that is his real name.
My real name. No one ever believes me. They expect me to have some like African name like Chazzi Onotugwem or something. No, but yeah, it's my real name, bro.
All right, is there a special story behind that name, or what happened?
I've asked my mom. Black people come up with some some crazy names. I mean, no, I don't think there's any story. It just came out.
All right. Well, we appreciate the Chazzi though. I kind of wish I had that name though. That's a real cool name. Smooth, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Surprisingly, I'm not the only one, so that's too bad. That's too bad.
All right. Well, I know a lot of the listeners, especially those people that follow you. Anybody who's watching this right now, I do encourage you to go over to Chazzy's page. Chazzy, give them your Instagram handle.
Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Chaz758, and my YouTube is Chazzy's Music. Should I spell it out or?
Yeah, spell it out. Why not?
Chaz CHAZZ 758. YouTube is Chazzy's Music. CHAZZIS Music. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Kind of give us an idea of how you started, how you developed a passion for the pen.
Okay, so growing up, my dad plays the band. He has his own band. So I've always been in music from inside the womb, literally. So, so that's how I started fan. But should I give that story first, then move up the ladder? Well, yeah. My dad taught me from the age of 4. I was playing gigs with him. I was always going to the hotel as a baby as well. So I started performing with him by the age of 5, 6, continuing, whether it be one song at a gig. Once I played that song, I'm calling it a gig. Okay? Once I play that song, it's a gig. So yeah, I've been performing with him for years with his band up to this day. Well, not currently, the situation. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
I still play with the band. So that's how I started off. And from there, my passion truly grew. It was all I knew actually from a baby. So, I mean, school came after music.
Right.
I'm not saying don't disregard school, but for me, music was there first. So, um, that was how I learned pan. How did I get to social media? Probably by the age of probably 15. I was in like St. Mary's College. I went to St. Mary's College in Form 3, I believe. I saw this one guy, Keyshawn Julian. He's a steel pan player from Trinidad. He posted a cover of like a soca song. So I'm like, hey, this man posted a steel pan cover. And this video take it off. I'm like, I mean, I literally played that song like 5 minutes ago. Why can't I start making videos and get some little exposure, take off from there? So from that day, my friend and I, Deshante, he's a fellow steel pan player as well. We started making covers together. So I believe my first cover was like Bruno Mars, Billionaire. Yeah, that was with him in my house.
Right.
We posted our first video. And we're expecting the video to blow up because, I mean, Keyshawn's video blew up. Our video has to blow up as well. I mean, we played so bad, but we played a song with millions of views. Posted the thing, barely 500 views, man. So, yeah, that's how I started off. And I continued moving along. I started doing solo covers probably a month in. Then I went to school of music, which is where I met my friend Elmo. You know Elmo, ukulele guy.
Yeah,
We
man.
started doing covers together. He'd produce the beats, or we'd do an acoustic cover, and we just play all the songs. When the song would drop yesterday, we covering it tomorrow. We were that consistent. We had an aim to be something. We wanted to be the top, and that's how we really got with the covers. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's a great story there, and that tells me a lot about your own work ethic and even Elmo's work ethic as well. Um, just really quickly after hop off the line, well, not off the line, but after go in and plug my laptop real quick. Just give me a few seconds, huh? All right, folks, I am back. Sorry about the delay. Um, every once in a while, right? Something happens. So anyway, Chazzi was just telling me about his story and how he got into the pen and into the music. And he was telling me that he started from a very young age, right? And here's the thing, a lot of people start playing music from a young age due to the influence of parents. And
Yeah, true.
some people don't really like it at first, but they kind of grow into it. So was that your experience?
No, it wasn't. I was into it 100%.
You came out of the womb full 100.
My own sticks playing, you know.
All right. No, that's good, man, and that's a passion that we can clearly see in your covers and in your videos. People like to see when somebody really enjoys what they're doing, when somebody is really invested in what they're doing, and that energy is communicated through your covers and through your videos. Do you play anything else though?
As in, instrument wise?
Yeah.
I did say I went to school of music, so that is where I pursued trumpet. Surprisingly, trumpet. I got braces, so my trumpet dreams got crushed. I started playing euphonium. That's a big one, yeah. Started playing brass. So basically brass for probably 3 years of my life, 4 years of my life. But steel pan is my main instrument, on my way to mastering steel pan. I'm a long way from mastering, but I mean steel pan is my main. I play drums as well, drum set. May not be the best, but I mean
You can hold your own, right?
yeah, man. I can hold a gig for drums, yeah.
Okay.
I know music. I should know chords. So I mean piano. I may not have the fingering, but
You have the basic idea. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, man. It's good to know that you can translate what you know from the pen to other instruments. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything about pen. Not a single thing. I don't know. I have a concept of how it works, right? Because clearly the indentations in the pen produce different pitches, but as to how it's set up, as to how the scales work, that's a mystery to me. And
Okay.
I'm sure. Oh, go ahead.
Do you know the circle of fifths?
Yeah.
That is a steel pan.
So it's literally just the circle of fifths superimposed onto the pen.
With C, G, D, A literally going up.
All right. Well, Shaquille, if you listen to this, because Shaquille was the last episode, Shaquille he didn't explain it as simply. So I want to put you on the spot, Shaquille, because you could have just told me it was the circle of fifths.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very simple to the point.
Very simple. But I mean, to a normal person, they'll be like, circle of fifths, what? But to a musician, it's so simple, yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for that. So the thing is, a lot of musicians post content to Instagram, and you and I know that social media and simple things on social media go a long way.
Yeah.
What advice would you give other aspiring musicians who want to grow their Instagram platform and to get their brand out there, get their posts to a more efficient, effective level where their content could reach more people and thereby gain more followers and stuff like that? What would you tell them?
Okay, so starting off is never easy, whether it be a new job, whatever talent you want to pursue, starting off is never easy. Like I said, me posting my first video, expecting it to blow up, I got less than 500 views. That didn't stop me. So the key to social media is truly consistency. I post a cover every week.
Right.
Before, I used to be posting 2 covers out. It was Tuesday and Fridays. everyone knew me for Tuesdays and Fridays. I did
Right.
that for a year or two straight. Imagine the work I put in, whether it be audio wise, video wise, because I edit my videos, I further my craft to that level. So truly, it's staying consistent, persistent, and you building yourself as well. Um, how can I say it? You may start off at 10, at a level 10, I mean, and then while you continue, you find yourself finding new ways to to how can I say it? You find yourself finding new ways to make more creative content. Like me cloning myself. I would never think of that 3 years ago. I never learned. I mean, I never learned how to make a free angle video. All the time, I thought they just had free cameras all the time. It's just one phone and you record it free several times. Like you staying consistent truly gets you to find other ways to keep your audience and surprise them, which is why I still have an audience, to be honest. Yeah.
Right.
Um, also further in your craft, as in musically, if you're a musician, don't stick to regular. Um, if you want, let's say, a guitarist, if you're playing the normal 1 5 2, I don't know chords like that, but
Right.
playing the normal, you know, try to get up there, try to be your best, don't settle for less. You see, that's a little catchy phrase there, I should
Be the best, don't settle for less.
I write it, man. So yeah, be your best. Try to go to that limit.
Right.
Um, there's no limits. The sky's not the limit. I don't like when people say the sky's the limit. Go to space, man.
Yeah, man. There's a saying that says, if you shoot for the moon, you'll land on the stars, or something like that.
I'm sure you probably just butchered that phrase, but I mean, I get what you mean.
I know it's something like that. Somebody on the IG live, tell me what it is. If you shoot for the moon, you'll land on something. I know you land on something. I don't know what it is though. But the overall point is that if you have a certain ambition and you want to achieve a certain goal, it doesn't matter what the goal is. Think big, right?
Come on.
Think big and shoot for that. And regardless of what happens, you're going to get somewhere.
Uh-huh. Now, also for social media, it's not only about you as a musician just posting covers. There are lots of tricks. I said trips. Wow. There are lots of tricks and tips, yeah, to social media. So I advise anyone trying to pursue social media to study, whether it be a little YouTube video for 10 minutes explaining how social media works and how to grow your platform. It's truly way more than it looks like.
All right.
Um, let's see, how can I say it? Instagram. A simple thing as following people that are in your music circle, a simple thing like that could get you so much exposure. But you being not studying that, you'd never know that. So simple things like that, just educate yourself, no matter what it is. Educate yourself and you'll get around. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, and I absolutely agree with that. So, if there's anything to take away there, I want to highlight what you said about um, educating yourself.
Mhm,
Um, all it might take is a couple of minutes watching one of the thousands of social media videos that are available.
mhm,
Um, and you could really boost your engagement and boost the potential of your content.
mhm,
um and the second thing you said there about just enlarging your horizons, right? And that's been the common thread throughout all of the green room episodes.
mhm,
All the guests always encourage the listeners to just broaden your horizons. Don't settle for where you are, but keep pushing your boundaries. and that's one of my own personal personal mottos or mantras is to keep pushing your boundaries, man. Don't settle where you are. Life is about more than just settling, so we have to keep pushing forward, right?
Yeah, man.
So I kind of wonder, do you have any mentors or people that you admire musically?
Okay, musically, okay, social media wise, as a brand,
Hmm.
so I am happy, or Mipi, the violinist from France, you know?
I maybe no, I've never heard of it.
But yes, she's a violinist from France, and she's basically doing what I do, but she has, she has that platform. She's probably 100,000 K followers,
Right.
So you should search her. She's truly a great musician, violinist, but she's doing basically what I'm doing. And I want to get to that level. I want to get one day. So yeah, that's social media wise. Still pan wise, I don't think there's anyone. I wouldn't say any other steel pan players doing what I do, because have you ever seen a steel pan player play a Denry segment? Like I'm I think the reason that I did go further from other steel pan players doing this is because I didn't stick to the routine calypso soca. Step out of it, push your
Right.
boundaries. A
Right.
lot of musicians are afraid to do that. So yeah, steel pan wise, but steel pan wise, there are a few guys, top fellas. Like I said, Keyshawn, the one who inspired me. Yeah, man, I look up to Keyshawn. He's my friend now, actually. So who else? There's this guy, Earl Lapierre, I believe. He's international steel player, I could say. He plays on Uber Soca Cruise. So yeah, I want to be on those guys' level, as in network wise and skill wise as well, yeah. But I mean, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's all a process.
All right. So, what would you say are some things that you're working on right now when it comes to your skill on the pen? Because remember, I told you my knowledge is a bit limited when it comes to the instrument. So, I kind of want to know what you do to improve on the pen.
um, Someone asked me if I practice. I used to before, but I mean, with me having gigs like literally every day, it's really hard, getting that time to actually practice like actual skills.
All right.
But I mean, with you consistently playing, your skill goes up. Whether you don't notice it, it actually does. Because I mean, you're playing constantly. May not sound like improvement to you, but you truly are. So me playing so many gigs constantly, someone I was surprised myself. I listened to a recording of a gig. I didn't know that was me playing. I asked the person who's that still band player, because yeah, so just staying consistent truly keeps my skill going. But now in quarantine, I'm actually injured. I'm actually injured,
Oh,
and
what happened to you?
it's my wrist.
What happened to your wrist? Oh gosh, boy. What happened to your wrist, boy? Don't do me that, Chazzi. What happened to you?
Yes, I am thinking that it started in gym with a bad workout. So yeah, me with my wrist, push-ups, elevated push-ups, just bad form, turned into a wrist injury. And
Okay. So hopefully that's just a temporary thing, right? You should be.
yeah, but my treatment may start on Saturday, and it's me wearing a brace for probably like 2 or 3 weeks. So that is crazy. Me without a hand, that is crazy.
Listen, man. I had a similar experience. Because I'm a bassist, and I had a really bad accident back in 2012,
Mhm.
and because of that accident, I broke I forget the name. I think the ulna, but I broke one of the bones in my arm there. So after breaking the bone, I had to wear a cast, obviously, right?
Uh-huh.
So after wearing the cast, for a little while, I remember there was, I don't know if you've ever heard of Joe Cleveland, but there was a cover by Joe Cleveland, the bassist. And I was so inspired by the cover because sometimes you see something and it makes you want to play, right?
Yeah.
So I had my cast on, but I couldn't play, and it was one of the first times in my life ever since I started playing that I just could not play. Period.
Yeah.
So here's what I did. What do you think I did? I pulled the cast off, and I picked up the bass, and I tried to play a little thing, right? And while I was doing that, I felt the bone, the broken bone, shift a little bit in my arm. And I had to stop and say, oh, shucks, boy. Yeah, so,
One
I
question.
mean, now I think it's fine.
I
But
have a question for you.
I said,
How,
yeah, huh?
how,
What happened?
how did you move a cast? How?
No, it wasn't one of those single mold casts.
Right.
It was one of the ones where it's more like a splint where
Yeah, yeah,
it's like, so I took the straps off and I was trying to play something, and let me just say I probably shouldn't have done that. Huh?
yeah.
So if there's any lesson in that, I would just encourage you to not go and play with your hand before your hand is healed up. Give your hand some time to recover, right?
Hopefully, I take that advice. Yeah, man. But I mean, I can play with one hand. I may not be able to roll, but I will try to keep my page active. I will try to put out content because 3 weeks, that is a lot. That is a lot for sure.
Yeah, man. And on social media, 3 weeks is like 3 years, huh?
3 weeks exactly. So yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? I'll post a cover with one hand.
I mean, you might be surprised that cover might do very well, huh?
It's true.
You could be the one-handed penis. I don't know. It's up to you to change the name. But you might be able to do something with that, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Who knows? By the time the hand heal up, you might just keep the one hand thing going.
Crazy, bro. One hand. Crazy.
Yeah, man. But I have another question for you on the table, right? And this is something I tend to ask pretty much all the musicians that come sit through the green room, because I feel by asking this, you're giving other musicians who are listening in, you're giving people an opportunity to correct certain things that they're doing in their practice sessions
Uh-huh.
that might further them musically. So basically, what I ask them is, what are some things that you feel earlier on in your musical journey or earlier on in your practice life you would have changed, or things that you might have done differently practice wise or learning wise?
Practice wise or learning wise, I wouldn't say that I was consistent practicing. Uh, that's the one thing, and also improvising. That is something I personally work on, or I have to work on, because you can only get better not settling for less. So before I never listen to like jazz or like another musician soloing. I would just, expect myself to just know how to solo. So yes, simple stuff like looking at other musicians, experienced musicians, simple stuff like that truly helps you to learn as well.
Mhm.
Not just having pride, but it's not about pride, but just learning from experience. Take advice. That is one thing here.
All right, so if I got you correctly there, basically you're saying to be consistent uh,
Uh-huh.
with your practice, and also to just extend your musical vocabulary by listening to other people and listening to different types of music, different soloists, right?
Yeah, give you a diversity of music on the whole, because if you're just listening to soca music, then that's all you know, right? I mean, there's so much more to music.
Nah, for me, I think if you're just listening to soca music, then you're just happy that no. But nah, I completely understand what you're saying, and I agree. It's good to listen to a wide palette of music and to just have a broad palette to pick colors from. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's definitely something I wish I did a lot earlier on too.
See, you see.
You see. The very next thing here is in, let's say you and I could hop into a time machine, right, and hop forward 5 years.
I'd go back.
You want to go back? You don't want to see?
Man, let me tell you, music in the 80s, 70s, 90s, that was music, man. I would go back just for the music in the past.
Well, why do you think we've seen that change though?
With music,
Yeah.
generation wise, people are changing, times are changing. You have to adapt, right?
All right.
Everything's seasonal, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're saying that, and I think a lot of people who will listen to this, a lot of people on the line will agree that back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of music was different in a good way,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So what is it? What happened?
Um, the genres were created, the different styles. Example, why is it that our parents were rocking baggy jeans, but in this day, our pants are tighter than our, it's all with time, I guess, and change with generations, I guess. The same with clothes, different styles, music, different styles as well. I don't know, man.
No, and not, I'm following you, but I just find it interesting, right? I like, what is it about the older tracks? Because for example, on my end, I've been trying to work on a bass cover for a um, Marvin Gaye piece, and the it just feels different, and it feels different in a good way.
For
What is
sure.
that?
That's that old music hit. I had the same music in the past for a musician. Maybe, okay, if you've noticed, I probably said musician and normal air. That's how I say it for the musicians. Because, I mean, you can talk music to a musician and talk
Hmm.
music. The normal air and the person would not know what you're talking about. But
Exactly.
music to the past, from the past, there's that simple vibe in there. Like everything was just vibesy. Like now it's so simple, but back then it was like you have to hear a bass play like a blues, dum 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 dum. There's that vibe in there, but now music is like two chords, 808s now. But back then, oh, that's a thing as well. Technology came into play. Back
Yeah.
then, there wasn't 808s on a track back then. Was there? So yeah, it was more live musicians, live music. So probably the live instruments had an impact as well. Yeah.
So basically, our little hypothesis here is that technology may not have been the best thing for music overall.
I did not say that.
I know you didn't say that. I'm saying that. I'm saying that. I wanted to be clear on the line. That's me saying that. I'm the one thinking. Don't don't persecute Chazzi. That's me. That's me saying that.
But technology had somewhat of an influence on music these days, the new days. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think, in my opinion, I think part of it is because people, especially the record labels and the record companies, they know what it takes to make a hit, right? And hit songs, if you listen to a lot of hit songs, they're musically very simple. It's like
Mhm.
3 chords, 4 chords, and that's the entire song. But it becomes viral. It's catchy. It's an airworm. People can't get it out of their heads.
And if you find what's making you money, why would you change?
All right.
Continue. So that is why it's just repeating itself. But like I said, you have to adapt to the times and do what is best for you as a business, because music, it's not just music, it's a business as well. So
All right. And that's a gem right there for all the musicians on the line. Remember that as a musician, you are a business, you are a brand, and it's your responsibility to take care of that business and brand accordingly. Um, a lot of us are artists way more than we are businessmen and women, and so we have to take the initiative and make the effort to also hone those business skills as well. So going back to my question, and this is the very last question. Can you believe the episode is almost over? This last question, and we kind of misconstrued it a little bit a while ago, and we were talking about the traveling back in time to some of the cool music of back in the day. But I wanted to know, if we could hop into a time machine and travel forward 5 years, what would your career look like to us, Chazzi, ideally?
okay, my career is what I'm working on right now.
All
So
right.
I'd expect myself to hit that goal of being international, Shaz, you know?
Right, right.
That is what I am aiming for. So I believe by 5 years, I should be at that level. It is what I'm pursuing, it is what I'm dedicated to do. So, yeah, international, as in performances. I've been working on producing, so that there are several factors coming into my skill set as well. So it's not just me performing, it's also me producing. Who knows, I might own a studio in 5 years. A lot happens in 5 years, you know.
Right.
I just might own a studio, or I might be in school educating myself more on music. So, but my main aim is for that international, you know. There's several other factors, several other things I want to accomplish as a musician and as a brand. So it's really a lot.
Absolutely. And listen, man, some of the people in some of the churches like to say you have to speak it into existence, right? So and I will hold you accountable to that, and so will everybody else listening. No pressure though.
Man. So in 5 years, if I'm the same place, we're blaming this guy, you know?
You're not blaming me. Listen, man, all I'm doing, I'm just a partner, just having some fun and having some fun here on Lucian Musicians here in the
Sabotage,
green room with
yeah,
you.
this man tried to sabotage me.
Nah,
Yeah, bro.
man. I completely believe that with your work ethic, which I think is admirable, and I think is something that everybody listening right now should try to emulate. With your work ethic and your consistency, I believe it's only a matter of time until you do achieve that objective. Um, and I'm really looking forward to hearing great things about you in the future. Right? Um, Unfortunately, we're now at the end of the green room episode. I always like to extend, uh, uh, just open the door for you to speak to the Lucian musicians, speak to everybody on our Caribbean platform here, and just let them know some advice or something you have on your mind. Go ahead.
Okay, to all my musicians, like we've discussed throughout the live, stay consistent, educate yourself, because it's not strictly music. There is the brand, the business factor. Network yourself as a musician. It is all that is in the business factor as well. Um, and we don't have to compete with each other. unity is truly a key. If we all work together, we can achieve so much more. So yeah,
Right.
that's my message to all musicians.
Absolutely. And I want to thank everybody who joined us on the Instagram Live. It was a pleasure talking to you, Chazzi. I'm going to go ahead and end the live now. Thanks for listening, everybody. Chazzi's information will be posted along with this episode. Be sure to follow him and support his journey. I'm so excited for all the future conversations we'll be having together. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, like on Facebook. All of those links can be accessed from the website www.lucianmusicians.com. You can expect an episode of The Green Room on the second Wednesday of every single month. See y'all later.